In this week's video, I'm going to dive into the steps to launch your health coaching business. So a lot of coaches get stuck in failure to launch, meaning they're forever waiting to launch their business and not quite getting there, not quite pulling the trigger and actually making it happen. And a lot of times why this is happening is because they're not exactly sure what they all need in place before they can actually officially launch. And by launching, I mean getting visible, starting to take on clients, letting people know what you're doing. But the biggest piece is taking on clients. So what do you really need to all have in place before you start taking clients? I'm going to walk you through that in today's video. I have a list of 7 things. And this is the thing, you need to keep this in mind. You just need these 7 things and that is it. Do not get stuck in this cycle of waiting and thinking you need to do more things and feeling like you're not ready. You're never going to feel ready. You just have to do it. So if you have these things in place, then you're ready to go. Okay. So the first thing is ideal client. And the reason why you need ideal client is because it's going to be a lot easier to communicate what it is you do. Okay. I have a bunch of videos that walk you through ideal client. I will link them below this video, but when you want to start communicating what it is you do, if you don't have an ideal client, it can be a bit confusing. You can let everyone know that you're a health coach, and you can get clients without having an ideal client. But I would say, as far as letting people know what it is you do, it's much easier if you have an ideal client. And that also brings me to the next step, which is having your program at least kind of outlined so that you feel comfortable about what it is you're going to be doing with your clients. Because a lot of times if you're like, I have no idea what my program is, I have no idea what I'm going to be doing with people, what is that going to look like? What is the process? How's the process going to work? It's very hard to like actually launch and put yourself out there and start taking clients when you feel very unsure about this piece. Okay. So once again, I have videos on creating your program as well. I will link below this program, but I'm just going through like the main steps here. Okay. So your program is the process that you take someone through to get them from point A, which is where they are right now, to point B, which is where they want to go. That's their dream, their goal, why they would hire you. Okay. Number 3 is knowing your pricing. So what is the price for your coaching program? Okay. And you have to feel confident about this price. You need to feel good about it. You can't sell a program that you don't feel good about, and you can't sell it at a price point that you don't feel confident in. Okay. So once again, I have a video on this and I will link it, but you need to know ideal client, program, pricing. So we have 1, 2, 3. Number 4 is a coaching contract. I do recommend having a coaching contract, especially as a health coach. It's important just to protect you. So you want to have that in place so that when you get a client, you're ready to send that out and have someone sign it. Okay. And I'll also say this, like, of course you could create this after you get a paying client. You don't need to be like, I can't take you on yet because I don't have my coaching contract. Like, if you get a client, go and make your coaching contract and then send it to them, right? So don't let that hold you back. Like, some of these things you can get in place afterwards, but like I said, if you want to have it like all ready and set to go for when you get a client, like these are the things you want to have in place. The 5th thing is a way to take payments. Okay. I recommend using Stripe or PayPal. Both work really well and both are pretty simple. But you need to have a way to take payments, and you want to be able to take credit and debit card as well, not just cash. So if you're using something like Venmo or like having people write you checks or sending you cash, like that's a little limited, and you want to be able to take cards, which PayPal and Stripe both allow you to do that. Okay. The 6th piece is knowing how to do sales calls. So you need to know how to have a conversation with someone about your coaching program. You need to know how to communicate the value of what it is that you have to offer and how you're going to help that person get from point A to point B, the place where they want to be. You need to be able to communicate this in a conversation with them. You can do it as a call, you could do it face to face, it doesn't matter. But having some sort of conversation with someone about the sales process, about them actually becoming a client, okay? And then after you have that piece, and I have a video on that too, I will link these all below this video. The last piece is starting to let people know what it is you do and making offers to help people, letting people know I can help you, and telling them if you want to find out more about how that works, or if you're interested in working together, let's set up a time where we can talk about that and dive more into how I can help you achieve this goal. Okay. It can be super simple, super straightforward, but you got to start letting people know, like, I'm a coach. I help people with this specific problem. If you're interested in working together, set up a free consultation with me. If you want support with this specific problem, set up a time to speak with me, okay? You got to start putting the offers out there, because if you don't, nobody knows that they can work with you. Nobody knows you're actually offering a service. So you got to start letting people know and inviting them in to work with you, okay? People aren't just going to see you and be like, oh, can I work with you? Like, you got to let people know, like, yeah, you can work with me, and make offers, okay? So these are the 7 things. Ideal client. And like I said, if you don't have an ideal client, you could still work with people, absolutely. But when it comes to starting to market, it's going to be much easier with an ideal client. So I'd say ideal client, program, step 3, pricing, 4, coaching contract, 5, taking payments, 6, knowing how to do a sales call. And part of this may just be practicing them. So don't feel like you have to have them perfect. The way you get good at them is by doing them, okay? And you're going to get no's, and that's okay. And 7 is starting to let people know what it is you do and making offers to help them, okay? Those are the only things you need in place. So don't get caught in this like drama of like waiting to launch and like, I have to have all these things perfect. You don't. Just start doing it. And as you do, you're going to learn, and you'll get things more organized, and you'll find your process. But I know, like, even for me, when I got my first client, like, I had none of the stuff in place. I was like, oh my gosh, I got a client. I'm so excited. And I got my contract, I figured out how to do payments, and I got it all set and set it to them. Okay. So these are things you want to have in place. But like I said, it doesn't have to stop you, but these are the things you're going to want to go through when you get a paying client. Okay. So get out there and launch your business and start helping people. All right. So I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Do you find yourself getting stuck in this failure to launch cycle where you're not actually like really starting your business and putting yourself out there? Let me know below if that happens to you. And if it does, know you're not alone. And if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. If you want more videos just like this, subscribe to my channel, hit the little bell. You'll get a notification each time I post a new video every week. All about starting your coaching business, getting clients, making money in your business. And if you want to dive a bit deeper into the exact steps to actually start making money as a coach, I have a video training that walks you through those exact steps, and you can click the link below this video and check that out. So thank you so much for joining me in this week's video, and I will see you next week.